Hello and welcome to Sun Spotlight. I am your host, Charisma, grateful to be back for another episode. In addition to these interviews that I do every Thursday at noon, I also write a weekly column for the Philadelphia Sunday Sun, which you can read on newsstands every Friday. You can also check us out online at www.philasun.com and be sure to follow the Philadelphia Sunday Sun on all social media platforms. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with two very, very talented creatives. Recently, I had the opportunity to see an incredible film called The Devil You Know, which was written and directed by Charles Murray and stars Omar Epps as Marcus. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome to Sun Spotlight Charles Murray and Omar Epps. The last time I spoke to you, I think, was for Traffic.
Traffic.
Yeah, forever ago.
That's when we could be in person.
Yes. What was that like? But this movie, I was just saying to Charles, this movie is absolutely incredible. I guess I'll start with you, Charles, and ask kind of like what inspired you to go into this film that has so many different layers. I mean, it's family, it's love, it's redemption, it's so many different things. But what made you want to tell this story?
I felt like we hadn't seen anything like this for Black folk in a while.
Yeah.
I think that like the times that we had in the late 80s, early 90s kind of has gotten away from us. Like I think about seeing Omar and Gina Prince's movie Love and Basketball, and seeing what Ernest Dickerson was doing, seeing what Spike was doing, seeing what Wendell B. Harris was doing. Charles Burnett, To Sleep with Anger is one of my favorite movies. And I also love noir and thrillers. And I felt like there were a lot of movies that were being made that did not have our perspective. Mystic River, Hell or High Water, The Town, Gone Baby Gone. And so I just wanted to jump in and say, hey, we deserve that lane as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Omar, for you, I feel like Marcus is such a complex character. What was it like for you just delving into all those different layers and combining them to create this person on screen?
Well, half of it is the genius of Charles Murray because he created the character. I'll take my little half of credit.
No, but you know what? Half.
It took us, this was an 8-year journey for us, and to get this film made. So in that sense, I'd kind of been living with Marcus for a long time. And I took a very simple approach. I just really emotionally tried to make myself as vulnerable as possible, because when we meet this character, here's a guy who's like, he's just on the precipice of everything in his life, right? He's just gotten sober, he's just gotten a new job, and he's just opened himself up to romance, and these are all sort of things that keeps him in an emotionally precarious position. And then as the life is happening around him with his family, his support system and all of that, and things start swirling, he starts to, I think in a sense, he's like doing two things at the same time. He's building himself up, but he's unraveling at the same time. Yep. And that's just sort of his journey in the film.
Yeah. One of the things that I loved about this film too is I felt like it was very real. Like, so everybody has at least one member of their family that's kind of gone left, or, they're dealing with their own personal demons and they're trying to come back from that, or some people don't. So what was it like, and either of you can answer this, just in terms of showing what that family dynamic can be like when you're trying to figure out, how do I support this person as they continue on this journey towards?
Well, it's kind of a double-sided answer, because a lot of how I chose to do this film was reflected. It reflects, I should say, my family, and my oldest sister to the youngest brother over me. They were much older than me, so I got to watch them the same way I would watch a movie. It was actually more like an ongoing television show, because there's a 9-year difference between me and the youngest. So by the time I was 9, I'm thinking I want to grow up and become a filmmaker. And so I put a lens on my family. And what I wanted to do was introduce something that would come out of left field and see and kind of think it through as to how my family would respond to it.
Okay.
That's one side. The other side was I didn't know O when I felt like he would be the right person to do it.
Okay.
And we were at the same agency, and they got us a sit down, and I pitched it to him. And it's the first time I've ever thought about using an actor to inspire my writing.
Wow.
And we clicked, but after I wrote the first draft, we took this 8-year journey to get it made. And I think that Omar and I kind of became family. So it inspired how we moved Marcus through the layers of all of the time that we had together. Okay. And Michael Beach has been in all of my stuff, and Theo Rossi has been in a lot of my things. And I've always been a fan of Glenn. Glenn is the inspiration for me becoming a screenwriter, because Preach was a screenwriter in Cooley High.
Yeah.
Vanessa, I met at the Things Never Said premiere. And so there was a familial package already going on by the time we started shooting.
And you can feel it, like watching it, it feels like you're watching a real family and their real family stuff play out on screen. Like it felt like Sunday dinners that we used to have at my grandma's house. Cause it's like you have the laughs and somebody always gets drunk and it's like, oh my God, who's going to take this person home? Like it felt real. It really did.
Yeah. And Will and I had just finished working on True Story as well. So again, there was enough lineage and history that having the conversations with them from a director's standpoint was more having conversations with friends. And them knowing that they could trust me, right? Oh, knowing that you trust me in a certain way, that's something this emotional, you may be more reticent to bring out if you don't know the filmmaker.
Okay. I know we have to wrap up soon, but I definitely wanted to touch on this because I thought it was really important. There has been, for good reason, a strong distrust with the Black community and police. So I really appreciated seeing that internal struggle of what is the right thing to do as it pertains to family and having that interaction with the police. So I don't know, Omar, if you want to take this one just in terms of Marcus's character and seeing that internal struggle happen on camera. What was that like for you?
Yeah, that's a great question and actually like a great statement. It was deep because here's a guy who had his own run-ins with the law. And, is in a position, he's in a moral quandary. Like everyone says, they'll do such and such if this happens, or if that happens, I would do. No one knows what they would do until they're actually in the moment. And that's what happens to Marcus. He's in this moment that he never anticipated, never even imagined he'd be in, and he doesn't know what to do, but then he definitely knows he wants to protect his family. But morality, I guess, it depends on the situation, like what's really moral, what's not, and we all have these type of issues in our families, family secrets and stuff like that, that we all have to deal with on this journey being human beings. So I wanted to really bring that part out of Marcus, that conflict, because it's something that everyone can relate to in their own way.
Yeah. Do you feel like you made the right decision?
I mean, you got to watch the movie.
I saw it.
You got to watch it again, and you got to bring your friends.
Okay. Speaking of which, because I do have, I think one more time that I'm allowed to watch it before I can see it in the theater. But where can folks see it? I really feel like this is a film that everybody should see. So where can everybody see it and when?
It's playing at AMC theaters exclusively, and it actually, it says April 1st, but it actually drops the night before, March 31st. And please, you know, we had a very small marketing budget, but we think that people will see it and respond to it and spread the word. And so, you know, everybody get out when you can.
Absolutely. This film was absolutely phenomenal. Before I let you go, guys, where can folks follow you online and keep up with you and upcoming projects?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Charles Murray _ film TV.
Okay. And Omar?
And me, it's just Twitter, Instagram, Facebook / Omar Epps.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I'm going to watch the film again, and hopefully I can get the write-up to you as soon as it's finished. I'll talk to you.
It's good seeing you. Good seeing you again.
You too. Hopefully we can do this again soon and in person. Fingers and toes crossed.
Exactly, right?
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Sun Spotlight. To keep up with Charles Murray and Omar Epps and all of the incredible projects that they are up to, be sure to follow them on social media at Charles Murray _ film TV and at Omar Epps. The Devil You Know will be in AMC theaters exclusively beginning on April the 1st. Check your local listings for showtimes because you absolutely want to see this film. It's fantastic. To keep up with me and all that I'm up to, you can follow me on Instagram at The Real Charisma, on Twitter at Real Charisma, and then head on over to my website, realcharisma.com, where you can stream and download my single, All In. While you're online, be sure to like and follow the Philadelphia Sunday Sun on all social media platforms. I'll be back next Thursday at noon with a brand new episode, and I hope to see you there. Until then, love and light.